You were out in Israel doing some good out there, actually. That's
well,
what
I
you're...
was trying.
Yeah.
That's
all we can do.
I almost got in a fight with some photog guy.
Yeah,
But, I was there promoting peace, and ironically, I had a couple drinks and almost get in a fight.
Hey,
but I'd been getting
heard it here, folks.
I'd been getting hassled literally from sunup to sunrise. People calling my room, photographers following me all day, and then I got to a breaking point,
right.
and the story was. I don't want to go into it, but it was put out in the news totally wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get arrested. I didn't hit anybody. No one got hurt. None of that stuff happened.
It'd been way cooler if you did, though. I won't lie.
Yeah, but I was really embarrassed by it, and
were you really?
I was really embarrassed by it. Yeah,
Because of the media coverage.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna get in the media, I don't want it to be because of something like that. And unfortunately, I found myself, in the last year, there's just so many things put out in media that are incorrect.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It's what people see is what becomes truth. And for instance, Cameron Diaz and myself, she's a friend of mine. We never had any kind of romantic interest, but everything I read on, about my name last year was that I'm dating Cameron Diaz.
Well, you even got linked up with Kirsten Dunst.
I got linked up with Kirsten Dunst, and I've never met her. I've never seen her in person.
Oh, really? You've never met her?
I've never even met her.
No way.
And,
That's
and
funny.
So
Wow.
I went to do the Daily 10 with Sal Maskela.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Man, I saved your ass again today." And I go, "Why? What happened?" He goes, "Oh, apparently you were out in Hollywood having dinner with Kirsten Dunst last night." I go, "Oh, that's funny. I was in Santa Barbara with my girlfriend watching Flavor of Love,
Did I have a good time?
Yeah, did I have a great time?
Yeah, how was I?
And so then my girlfriend and I were at the opening of that new Channel Island store, the Burton store.
Yeah, they had a huge party for that.
Yeah.
And we come outside, and I'm getting my stuff together, and we're waiting for a taxi to come pick us up. And this photographer comes over and he starts taking pictures, and then all of a sudden they notice me, and these guys come over with video cameras and bright lights, and they're like, "Hey, Kelly, have you and Kirsten made plans for the holidays?" This guy asked me, and I look over at my girlfriend, and she hadn't heard the story yet.
Oh, that's not good.
And I just started fuming, and I go, "You f***ing asshole," I start to kind of cuss the guy. I'm like, "How do you guys come up with this?"
Right. Where does it come from?
I go, "Yeah, where do you come up with this stuff?" I go, "I've never met that person my whole life. I've never even seen her." And all of a sudden, it's in the news that I had dinner with her last night. I go, "This is my girlfriend right here, and we were laying in bed last night by 7 o'clock. And, you're reporting that I was in Hollywood having dinner with somebody I've never met." But it's like, the unfortunate thing about the thing that happened to me in Israel was it was just kind of a symbolic that the fame thing kind of gets out of hand sometimes.
Wait, that makes you're near A-lister, man. You are. It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy that, in the last year I saw a huge thing happen, and, a couple of my friends were like, aren't you kind of like stressed out about this thing with Cameron, because you're getting so much media about it and stuff. And
right.
And I said, you know what? I mean, she's my friend, and unfortunately that follows her, and anyone who's going to be her friend is going to have that. And I said,
right.
if you're a friend, you just don't worry about it. And, it was like a couple months before she and I even talked about it and said anything. Like, we just went, "This is stupid," And she goes, "Don't say anything, because they'll just turn it into something else." Right. And so things just get easily twisted, and so it's sort of better to not say things most of the time. And but I'm laying really low. I'm not, it's also part of not being on the tour and stuff. I mean, you get on the tour, and you get a little consumed with, a lot of things are happening. There's a lot of excitement and adrenaline that goes along with that life. And
well, you're on the road so much.
Yeah, on
too.
the road, and and a lot of things sort of fit into that life that don't fit into a normal life, and and a lot of that is just like adrenaline fixes, surfing big waves and being around exciting people and that kind of thing, but it's things are pretty relatively calm and nice in my life, and
good,
I like that.
Like I said, you look happy and comfortable.
Yeah, but you still got the gun. The gun show's looking good, man.
Gun show.
Last year was one of the better. It was anybody's ball game for a long time, and it was
I don't know,
really competitive and good. I mean,
you were in it till the end.
The only reason I felt like I was in it was because I felt like Taj was the only guy who felt like was in it.
Right,
and I felt like I kind of had like a responsibility, like an obligation, like I had to keep myself in the game.
Right.
And that was when I won Trestles. I got second at J Bay, and I came out of that and I said, I'm going to win trestles, and I went out there and I did that. And then I went to France, and I was like totally unfocused and just didn't quite have my head together right. And when I made a stupid.
I watched your heats at Snapper though last year, and I thought you were so close. Like your surfing.
Well,
was there,
I don't like to cry over
kinda,
spilt milk, but I think I got a little underscored on a wave or two in that.
We've actually talked about that on the show. The fact that the expectation for you tends to be a lot higher than other people. So,
well, if you just watch, there was pretty much nothing in that heat between me and B Durbridge, and taking nothing away from B. He surfed a great heat, but if you take our best two waves, mine was, I think, clearly better than his.
Yeah, way better. I came back.
And his outscored me by about a half a point.
Dude,
and if it was flipped the other way, I would have won the heat. If I had his score and he had mine, I would have won the heat. So, it was frustrating. I wanted to be in that final with Mick in the first contest and, have that chance.
No, I was talking to a bunch of the boys down there when we were watching it, and we were just talking about that. The way the judges, sometimes, of course that's in the past, but they have these expectations of you. Or because you're that good, and you watch a wave, and if you really put it wave to wave, just like we all thought you outsurfed Bede, and then but whatever, he had a little flare thing on the inside, and the judges are like,
yeah, his wave stood up, and he just did about 6 straight turns. Nothing was great and flashy, but he throws a lot of sprays, a big dude, and it looks good, but. I did with that one wave I got. I finished that wave going, I'm going to probably get a 10 on that, and I got like a 9.3.
You destroyed that wave.
I know that 9.3 and 10 is only a point. It's less than a point.
Right.
But when you have a heat that's scoring that high, the judges got to make those right 0.1s and 0.3s and 0.8s. And so that was a little bit of a tough one. But I also on the other side of that, I thought my best wave could have been scored better, but the flip side of that is my second scoring wave could have been a touch lower. So, it can
kind of balanced out.
Yeah, maybe it kind of balanced out, but I still felt like I had the best wave in that heat.
I was just bringing up the point where your surfing was there last year. You were surfing so good in that first event going into the year.
Yeah, I was kind of coming off my momentum and the year before, and I was just so on cruise control. I mean, I was finishing with my bad results. I think I threw away a couple thirds that year. I threw away a third. My worst result was like a second. Maybe I kept 1/3. So I just had such a good string of contests, and I had so much confidence. When you do that, you just learn how to win heats, and guys get intimidated by you, and you get this confidence, and it just you just feed in your good results. And that's really what Mick did last year. He found that.
So it was a pleasure, dude. It's beer 30. Beer's on us if you want to join us real quick, and thanks, dude.
Thanks, Howie.
I don't drink beer on air.
I know. I talked this time.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know if you noticed that.
This mic's off right now. Let's get drunk, you guys.
Let's do it.
Seriously, man.
This place is Cougar Central. Did we talk about Cougars last year? We did.
This interview is going to just keep going.
It was never going to stop. Let's just get out of here.
Let's just go get drunk.
I'll just finish with this. I watched Fast Times the other day with my girlfriend. She's younger than me. She's never seen it for some reason.
Which is weird.
No, a lot of younger chicks haven't, dude. It's weird,
It's like this generation gap just stopped.
It only takes like 3 years, and they're completely out of the loop.
She hadn't seen it, and I played it for her. And she didn't know anything about Spicoli before that movie.
Oh, no way. She's like, that looks like Sean Penn.
I don't think she knows Chevy Chase's Vacation.
She
doesn't know Cable Guy, which is might be my favorite.
Really?
It's so dark and...
The greatest surfer alive, Kelly Slater.